Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And I'm going to be streaming right now. I'm going to be working a bit more on this animation. I'm actually glad that I'm almost done with it. It took a while, and there's still going to be a bit more in betweening I have to do. But for the most part, I have like the basic structure down of what I want to do. So I'm just going to be playing a bit more with the camera movements and stuff like that. Let's see here. So, for starters, I just want to review all of the work I've done thus far. Hmm. Okay, I think I've done this character enough, so I will start working on the enemy, and I'll start drawing and working on him. Now, I did learn from my previous stream that when it comes to my gestures, I should try to be more quick with my quick hand. Now, I do think what I want to do is just raise the body a little bit. because I kind of got it wrong. Or not necessarily wrong, but that's one of the good things about the in-betweening phase is you can always sort of make slight adjustments, and because you're roughing out the scene, you don't really have to worry about not necessarily be worried about details, but like be as concerned with it being choppy because you're still not on your final product yet. Now, for this particular scene, or for this particular range of motion, I think I'm going to animate it on threes, just because he's sort of not necessarily taking his time, but he's sort of going to be slow to register, and there's going to be like a split second in his judgment so that he is sort of thinking about what he's going to do next. And as I work on this more, I'm starting to see why animators draw the body first before they draw the head. I mean, I was never hard on them to begin with. It's just I usually came from like a digital art background. Well, I wouldn't say that. More so like for the longest time when I was in content creation, I primarily did character art and character designs. So when it comes to actually doing still art, you sort of have to draw the head first because that is what gives you the impression, or finding your head, finding where the head is coming from is what allows you to then properly and accurately proportion whatever it is that you're drawing in full. And so, because I was doing that very early on, despite me wanting to be an animator, I still sort of fell into the mood of I would only do digital art. I would only do digital paintings. And so, despite wanting to be an animator, my skills weren't that refined for animation. And like, yeah, I have my degree, but the thing about art is you have to keep drawing. Like that's really the main thing about the whole artistic process is like you have to keep drawing, you have to keep working, you have to grow in your art, and that's just how it is. Because you'll be better than you were yesterday, but one of the humbling things about the artistic process is you'll almost never be a master of it. Because there's always different art styles, there's always different ways you can do art, there's always there's different everything, really. So, right now, I'm actually drinking some coffee. It's this nice brand. It's called Cafe Noir. And it's essentially a coffee you get from Lidl. And I've actually found myself shopping more at Aldi and Lidl because they have a really nice selection of stuff, if I'm being completely honest. Like, their selection is good, it's nice and affordable, but it's not like it's cheap, but it's a quality cheap. Like, the stuff they sell is really good. And that's good, especially for this economy, because things are so expensive and you got to spend an arm and a leg nowadays. But, like, shop at Lidl, shop at Aldi's. The only drawback is you need to bring your own bag because while they do sell paper bags, you actually have to pay for it, and that can be somewhere from like, I think it's like 15 cents per bag. And let's see here. That's one of the things I just find myself doing is I'm regularly trying to play back my animation so then I can know the timing of things. Because I would say that my weak suits are keeping my timing consistent as well as ensuring making sure that my sizing and proportions are consistent. Those are like my big, not big weaknesses, but like it's something that I'm regularly trying to account for and ensure that I get the hang of it. Because, like, I'm a good animator. At least I like to think so. I like to think that I have the passion that's going to push me to keep going despite adversity. It's just one of my drawbacks and weaknesses is that sometimes my sizes can be off. And so, what I have to do as an artist is I sort of have to spend more time on my animations. But then it becomes this double edged sword of, okay, I can't spend forever on an animation because I need to post content and I need to get my views and my subscriber count up. Because that's really my whole big idea and big agenda is I want my subscriber count up so then I can have that social capital and have that support for my art. Because a big thing, my big goal in life is to one day open my own animation studio, but I know that I have to have the following for it. I need to show people that I'm serious about my art, I'm serious about my animations, and I have the actual physical, tangible support as well as the skill set to eventually get and facilitate what is necessary to start my own studio and spear run my own projects. But I'm also humble enough to acknowledge that while I do have that passion, I'm still not the best of the best. Uh, I think I might be shadow banned. Because I've been going at this for like at least 5 years now, and I'm still stuck at like 400 subscribers. And I thank God for the progress I have made, but it's still sort of, it's saddening to put so much hard work in this and to have all this passion and to want to make it big, but things just don't end up well. And so then it's like, okay, if things aren't going right, then what am I supposed to do? Because I'm the type of person, all you have to do is show me what's right for me, and I'll go full throttle and I'll do it. Like, God, just show me where you want me to be, and I'll run towards it. I just pray for some success along the way. I may need to bring the model forward a bit more. Okay, let's play with the frame rate right here. And at least for this segment, I'm going to insert some frames. I think what I can do is probably animate a 1 right here. And then animate an Okay. Hmm. I think I forgot to use the full screen. So let me actually fix that real quick. Hmm. Let's see here. I think that's actually pretty good. I will say that like I've been I've been finding myself doom scrolling a lot. Like sometimes I'll just spend like several hours on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. And so it's like sometimes it's hard. That's really all I can say is it's hard because you just want things to go right. And so then when things don't go right, you fall into behaviors or desires that bring some form of like temporary pleasure or some form of escapism, but that's not really long lasting. And so you just doom scroll and you watch content of other people who sort of feed that Ouroboros, I guess you could say, where they make feel good content as well, instead of you making your own. And I would like to draw more, animate more, do more stuff. And like, I'm not trying to come up as a beggar, but it's like one thing to want to be an animator, want to tell stories, want to do all these things, and to have so many different ideas and concepts you can make, do, and create. But despite working so hard, it's like you get no recognition. And it's really like all I have now to myself is my passion and faith. That's really the only two things that are keeping me going is passion and faith. Because like I can just think of different stories and have different concepts of animations in my head and I could probably write like 3 or 4 different books worth of stories. And then I have faith that even though I'm going through a hard season right now, God is going to see me through. But I still find myself, it's like sometimes, I hate to say it, but sometimes faith and passion just don't feel like it's enough. Like, yeah, I can have all the faith and passion and I can grow as much as I want, but until I get that bone thrown at me and I start getting traction with my work and with my stuff, like, sometimes it feels like nothing is coming from this. And so my whole overarching plan is I'm kind of just throwing everything at the wall, I guess you could say, because I'm not only relying on monetization, but this channel is also to show future employers that I am passionate about animation, that I do have the knowledge and know how to work in the production pipeline. Like, I do this all myself. Like, this is all me. I'm the one editing my own videos. I'm the one doing my own thumbnails. I'm the one who is cleaning up my audio. I'm the one who's working on the animations and compositing the animations. Like, I'm doing all this by myself. So I guess common sense wise, an employer should see that and say like, "Hey, we'll give you a job and you can work for us." But it's still not enough. But this is the only thing I really know how to do. Not that I only know how to do this, but it's more so like this is the best way I can see with the resources that I'm given to pursue the future that I want and desire. And so, really, all I can do is just keep animating, keep working on my art, and then hope that eventually one day I'm just gonna make it. And I'm just gonna be where I want to be because that's all I know how to do. And right now, this is the only thing I can do, which is to create content, which is to live stream on a regular basis, which is to work on different animations and hope and pray that my channel grows, that I grow as an artist and animate even better stuff, and that eventually someone will see it and say like, "Hey, let's give this guy a job," or "Hey, let's get into networking with this guy and see if he wants to work for the studio," or eventually one day start my own studio if I get my support up. But it's just hard because I've already been at it for 5 years now. Then again, perhaps the part of myself just doesn't know when to stop. It's like one big sunk cost fallacy. Nothing else I've done has worked or had any long term effects to it. So all I can do is just work on animations, think of stories, and hope and pray that one day I get the traction I need to move forward and survive in this world. In the end, all I am is a man of faith, and that faith is going to carry me. But in that same vein, technically speaking, it's not all bad. I still have family, close friends, people to talk to, so I'm not entirely alone. I just wish that things would, I guess you could say, finally go right. I just wish things could finally go right. Hmm. Maybe I need to be more critical of myself and look at more samples of animations. Honestly, this is just par for the course, and this has always been my sort of MO. Like, instead of being a storytime animator and being able to write a bunch of different stories, or like being some sort of other kind of socialite vlogger, I just animate, and then in the crossfires of me animating, like I have these moments of retrospection and self meditation and reflection, where it's like I just talk about deep subjects that probably everyone has. Just never had the option to really talk about it or vocalize it. It also doesn't help that I don't really emote with my voice. I'm kind of just monotone, and that's really a bad habit I have. Like, I feel like if I could just be a bit more emotive, then maybe I could get more traction in my stuff. Let's see here. Now, where do I want to take this animation? Okay, I think I got it now. I think I know what I'm going to do. So basically, I think I'm going to animate him doing like a three-piece combo where he does like a knee, then a side jab, and then sort of like an extended kick that's going to send this character flying. And I can actually play with the camera a little bit Now, I may want to actually hide this just so I don't look at it. I'm trying to sort of mentally visualize how it's going to go. do want to increase the length of these. Hmm. I think these gestures and shorthands are actually helping. Okay. I think I should erase that arm because I do want to have a bit more power. An hour and 14 minutes. That's actually some pretty good time. So, right now, what I'm doing is I'm actually just drawing the major gestures. And so, essentially, what I'm going for is a 3 hit combo with this character where he goes into a knee, drops his leg, does sort of like a strike with his shin, and then he drops his leg again, and then he's gonna get ready to do like a heel kick. And there's actually gonna be maybe not a lot of in betweening to do, but it's definitely gonna be a pretty extensive area of the animation. I may have to look at a reference for like a spinning heel kick. Okay, I got it. I'm actually gonna have to. The reference I got is mirrored, so I'm actually gonna have to. Let's see here. Hmm. I think that's pretty good. And I am gonna have to go now because I've been streaming for like almost an hour and a half, and it's like 2:38. I got some stuff I need to do at the house. But it was nice streaming, and I see that I got one concurrent viewer. Thank you for stopping by, but I am gonna go. I usually stream Tuesdays and Thursdays around noon. It's just I missed streaming yesterday, so I thought I might as well just try to stream something today. So thank you for stopping by, my one viewer. But definitely come back Tuesday and Thursday because those are my usual streaming times. You can always watch me on the replay as well. And I do, in fact, really like comments. So, like, just type up anything, any questions you may have, and I'll definitely chat in the comment section because I need topics to talk about. I used to have a lot of viewers when I was streaming in the past, but ever since I took a break, I've slowly been trying to build up my viewership again. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art, and I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. Bye.